Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Experts Talk. We have with us Ms. Kanika Arora, who is working as a senior associate with Advani and Company. In this episode, Kanika will talk about her recent article, which has been published in SEC Online Experts Corner, on the topic transforming from foreign law qualifications to practicing as a legal professional in India. Thank you, Kanika, for giving your valuable time to us.
Thanks for having me.
So, in order to begin, I would like to start with my first question. So, as I understand from your article, you always wanted to practice in India because of the enormous opportunities that the market has to offer to an emerging lawyer. Then, what prompted you to choose a foreign university over an Indian one?
So, tracing back to when I was supposed to choose a law school for myself, um, I did a comparison of universities worldwide, including those in India. And if there's one thing that I wanted to go, which kind of it impressed me of the universities outside, was the kind of research that takes place in foreign universities. I was in Dubai at that time. My family resides there, which is why I thought, okay, let me go and attend law school in the UK. It's a prestigious um, academy to have studied at. So I went there and I studied. I did my LLB, did my LLM, and then when I was done with everything, once you have the legal acumen, you know what's happening, you know what you want to do. That's when I took the conscious decision of coming to India to practice here. The market, the legal market, the business over here is as booming as compared to the Middle East or the UK or Europe for that matter. It's very important to be in an industry which has a lot going on. It's dynamic in nature. There's a lot to learn. Say for example, we attend to say 3 to 4 cases on a daily basis over there. Over there, you would probably attend 3 to 4 cases in a month. Um, yes, taking into consideration immigration, visa hassles, training contracts, all of that, I think I am very happy that I made the decision to come back to India.
Okay, great, great. So, as we know that the process of qualifying as an advocate in India is very tedious for students having a degree from a foreign university. So, what could be the steps the Bar Council of India can take to make it less complicated and more organized for students?
So while I don't deny that every jurisdiction has its own process of having attorneys or advocates from overseas enroll in their system, rightly so, it must be done. But at the same time, what from my personal experience, at least, there is a need for the whole system to be systemized. There's a need for a level of organization that is not there at present. While it can take time, but there has to be a certain system that has to be followed in terms of, okay, these are the timelines, this is how much time we're going to take to respond, this is when your examinations are going to be conducted, this is the manner in which your examinations are going to be conducted, and this is when you're going to have your results out. In the absence of a systemized setup for this qualifying examination, it turns out to be, and at least in my year when I saw this happening, it was a complete circus happening over there. No one knew what's happening, no one knew what rules are to be followed. The examination is starting 10-15 minutes late, ending 10-15 minutes late. There are no clear instructions on guidelines. So yes, there has to be a more systemized setup by the Bar Council of India. And secondly, I do also think that there has to be an increased level of awareness about this exam, because everyone that's coming into India to practice, one, they themselves don't know what the process is. And secondly, I think even law firms in India, it would be very, very helpful if they would also be given, a brief on this is how lawyers actually get qualified in India, and this is why it's taking so much of time. Um, I think that would be very, very beneficial.
That's yes, it is very much required, and I think we spoke about it that what kind of a problems everyone faces because the rules are not clear.
Yeah.
So I understand, Kanika, that there are some rules which needs to be set, but there are two sides to every coin, and we understand the challenge that as a student has to face having a foreign degree. But what are the advantages of having an education from abroad?
Oh yes, I can definitely talk about the advantages. Um, so I mean, after coming to India, I have kind of, I've interacted with people, fellow colleagues, students coming into intern. So I'm always very curious to know how their journey has been in law school. How do the law schools function over here? And it's significantly different. Um, why, I think students coming in from foreign universities and universities in India, they all come with their own package of skill set, which are both very critical when you're working in the sector. But talking for the people who have been educated from foreign universities, I think one of the major skills that we have been, kind of grilled for is research and drafting and writing papers. I think that is something which is taken at the highest level of importance in universities abroad, where they expect you to have a level of research, no plagiarism. It has to be a critical analysis of the problem in hand. It has to be very practical in nature. There's barely any theoretical work involved in terms of mugging up cases or mugging up um, problems or situations. I mean, even when we go in for our examinations during my LLB, we were never expected, we were always given a list of cases that we have been taught in the year, not mentioning anything, but just a list of cases. We were allowed to take in our bare acts with us during examination, because and all the examination questions were all in the in the setting of, like, okay, this is a problem question. Now you tell us what law applies and what case law would apply. I don't remember answering even a single question which was not in that manner. And when you come out, when you graduate from that setting, you obviously have, you've done about, I don't even know, n number of research papers, a thesis. We had tutorials where it was a discussion of, what is happening in class, all of that. So I think it's a very practical setting that you come out of in terms of universities abroad.
Okay, thank you so much, Kanika. And in connection with this question, I would like to ask that what are the focus points that colleges in India need to consider in order to make their students well prepared for all the upcoming career challenges?
I think, talking about India, if there's one thing that I would really see colleges do over here is, again, going back to research, going back to writing papers, doing critical analysis of problems. That is absent over here. Um, Also, I see students who are interning during their college time, during the semester time. That is because there's no strict guidelines. I'm sure that's not the case with all colleges, but at least a few, that there are no strict or mandatory rules to be attending lectures or not. You can attend lectures whenever you want. You can not attend lectures whenever you want. I mean, to be honest, I was not in a position to not attend lectures because my visa would be cancelled during law school. So we had to attend all lectures. It was mandatory. It was We had to attend tutorials. So I really think that the system needs to be a lot more strict in this sense, so that they have value that they're deriving out of these lectures. And second, that I think they should take their research part of the course a little more seriously in terms of training students how to write good papers, publishing them, teaching them how to write papers. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, while we are all in a practical field, while we all are practicing on a daily basis, I think law being an academic field, one must have these skills as part of their skill set.
Absolutely, absolutely agree, Kanika. Thank you so much for your thoughts. And lastly, I want to understand what are your final thoughts on your article which you have written for ICC Online Experts Corner? What is the crux of it?
The crux of it is that there is a very common stigma that students coming in from foreign universities are always placed at a higher advantage than students, coming in from universities in India. While that may be true at a later stage, when you do have higher qualifications, you are looked at by companies, whether it may even be higher qualifications in India. You may have some advantage of it at a later stage, which I am still yet to reach, by the way. Um, but I think it is very important for the sector, including the students coming in to even the law firms practicing in India, to know that there is a delay happening. There's a problem that these students are stuck in, and the problem is not because they are the ones running slow. It's because the system is lacking in so many ways. Um, it is very important to throw light on the fact that these students coming in, including myself, yes, it took ages to just get a qualification over here. It's very frustrating beyond a point that there is no system for anything for that matter. So I did want to spread a little awareness on this topic. For those prospective legal practitioners coming to India, to the prospective law firms that are looking to hire them, I think it's very important for everyone to know what is happening. And hopefully, this sends out a red signal to the authorities that please buck up. This is not how we can carry on doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kanika, for throwing so much light on this issue because, as we all know, we have never thought about this side of the coin. We have always thought that there are only the advantages which are with the students who do their education from abroad. But yes, it is a very insightful article, and definitely it was very insightful session as well. And thank you so much for giving your valuable time. And I'm sure our viewers will benefit a lot with this session.
Thanks, Bhumika. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.